Medical bags are all the rage, and you can get a ton of different types with a bunch of great internal organization, purpose-built for a medic. However, just because it comes in this form factor doesn't mean you're stuck with it. In this week's video, I'm going to show you how to take the layout of these and place them in a bag like these. I don't even know what I'm going to call this video because this concept is simple, but it's not something a lot of people think about. When we see a medic bag, it comes in a very specific form factor. Here I've got a Tasmanian Tiger medic assault bag, and as you can see here, it's got a lot of specialty layouts in it that give you kind of the ideal form factor for a medic. That being said, these packs are pretty limited. They come in a very select form factor. This guy here is a flat pack to be worn by a SWAT medic, a combat medic that kind of sits close to their back, which means it doesn't give you much depth. It doesn't give you much space for other things you might want to carry. Similarly, if we look at bags like the Mystery Ranch Rats pack, which is a very common medical pack, this is a great bag. It's got a lot of great internal storage, but again, you might not like the form factor it comes in, or maybe you decide you don't need all of these specific pockets and you want something else. This one's already a little bit turned around. So this might seem like a kind of a simple concept, but you can actually get most of these organizers and put them in something that's a little bit more profile. Now, I'm not necessarily saying a undercover job, like that's not necessarily where I'm going, although you certainly could use this for like a low profile event where you're a medic, you're doing some kind of executive protection, and you want to have a bag on you with all the contents of your assault medic pack without really screaming, this is a medical bag or this is a really overt operation. So with this, we're going to look at a couple packs that I just had laying around, and these aren't all of them on the market, but I've got a Vertex pack here. You guys know I've got a relationship with these guys, but this isn't really an advertisement for them whatsoever. But I've got this Vertex bag. I've got this Hill People gear bag, which I've done some videos on. And I got this 511, I don't know, I think it's like an amp. It's one of their normal backpacks, not specialty packs. But what they all have in common is they all have a loop interior. If I open this guy up specifically right here, you'll see that it's a complete loop panel. Same with the Hill People gear one. I open it up, I've got loop all the way in it, and the Vertex one, I have loop except that it's got a laptop sleeve right on the inside, which you can see right here. And these are just 3 examples. There are a bunch of other manufacturers that make stuff with loop panels in them, such as VanQuest Gear makes them, Maxpedition makes them, and I'm sure you guys can think of a lot of other ones that will make it with loop panels. And the great thing is when you buy pretty much any medical pack in this day and age, they all have a hook bag system on the inside for organization. The one I want to highlight today is going to be this Tasmanian Tiger one, because you can buy these separately, and we'll talk about that later. But when I get this pack, it has the layout they think I want, and most of the time I like using these packs because they're purpose-built. It fits what I need. But let's say I don't like that. So I can come in here and I can tear out every single panel and bag from this. And I can now take these, and let's go with the Vertex bag really quick. Sorry, it's a lot of like up and down with bags. The logistics of this video are more challenging than you would imagine. So I can take this laptop sleeve out, and now I can take these packs here, and I can throw them on the inside, just like the other one. Now, this panel here is not going to have a ton to stick on. Like, obviously, you need to find the right bags, but it will fit if you want it. So now, I've got this pretty, not covert, but I'd say not super high-profile bag that has all the contents I would need in a medical scenario. With the added benefit is I've got a lot of other space in this pack. So now, you know, I've got this top lid here I can throw stuff in. I've got water bottle holders, which almost no medic bag comes with. I've got like side compartments, and I've got more depth in the main bag itself to put everything I need in there. Now, the reason, like I talked about earlier, that I'm using the Tasmanian Tiger as an example is you can actually go on Tasmanian Tiger's website and you can buy an entire kit with all the medical organization pouches for relatively cheap. I think it's like $100, $200. You can get them all sent to you and you can put them in whatever pack you want. So you don't have to buy a Tasmanian Tiger pack, pay the premium for that nylon if you're not going to use it. And you can piecemeal it. So you can buy each individual one of these containers from them as well if you don't need the entire layout. So when we start talking about other brands, just because I want to give you guys options, you shouldn't be like just sticking with one thing because different things are going to work for different people. Let's take the Hill People Gear Pack, for example. And I think most of their packs have a loop panel in the back. I really like this pack here. I use their chest rigs. This even works with like their chest rigs or smaller bags that have it because you might not need this entire layout. You might want something a little bit smaller. And then let's take something like the Mystery Ranch Rats. This is a astronomically huge medic bag. I love it. It's a great pack, but it's not going to work for everybody. So you can actually go online and you can buy their individual Velcro backed medical pouches here. And just like before, you can put them anywhere you want in the pack. Do your measurements, right? Because these are intended to fit in here in a certain way. So you're not necessarily going to get every single pouch that goes in here, fit it into here and think like, I'm going to get the exact same capacity. But it is something you can customize. Or maybe you just want one of these for like a backpacking backpack, which this could be used for. Throw it in here, you have your medical stuff in one place. So there's an option for you on this end. And I do believe Mystery Ranch's separate pouches, they're a little bit more expensive than the Tasmanian Tiger ones. You know, there's a premium there. I'm not sure if it's quality, build quality or not, but both of these pouches are pretty good as far as my experience goes with them. Now, finally, let's talk about like 511 stuff because 511 has a big reputation in kind of the civilian world as like this elite tactical brand, and they do a lot. They make a lot of stuff. They're not always the most expensive stuff, and they have a habit of coming out with things that are relatively affordable in a environment where a lot of stuff isn't affordable. And while when you get to like the heavy professional use, I've had some issues with 511 for the person that's using this as like a car kit or they're only using it periodically, these are going to work great for you. So here I've got the amp pack. I'll be honest, I don't know if they still make this pack, but they have things similar and most of their stuff does have this loop backing. And let's take their medic bag. Once again, they don't make this particular pack anymore, unfortunately, because it actually was a really good pack. But you can still find the pouches inside at different stores. And I noticed when I was searching for it, you can get a lot of like off-brand pouches that look and act like the 511 pouches, but they're a lot cheaper even than these guys. And they can fit in here. So these packs right here, I've got a similar concept, except it's tall and it's got a bigger clamshell opening. And we can take these and we can stack them as needed outside of this purpose-built medical backpack, put it into something else. So these are just some really quick examples of this. Obviously, there are a bunch of different brands. I know VanQuest Gear sells your organizers that you can throw in any pack. And they're color-coded. They seem like they'd work really well for medical. I don't think they advertise them exclusively for a medical pouch, but I'll be honest, nothing makes these like specific medical pouches, with the exception of the Tasmanian Tiger pouches. They've got a lot of elastic looping in the back to like help store things within the pouch, which I actually really like. So you can get that stuff from VanQuest Gear, order it. Vertex, who I've got a lot of experience with, I'm pretty partial to, makes these guys, which are basically the same thing. You can take these, Velcro them in the back of pretty much any pack. They're gonna work great for a lot of different medical stuff. And let's say you've got a backpack that doesn't have Velcro backing to it. If you already have a Vertex pack and you've got a laptop sleeve or something like this, you could really easily just cut off the Velcro portions of this and use this as like a slip-in insert for your medical stuff, however you want to do that. So there are a lot of different ways that you can customize these packs or other packs to accept this stuff. Now, if you have a pouch that you really like for medical stuff, but it doesn't have Velcro on the back and you want to throw it in there, I've had a lot of luck with taking the Velcro with fabric tape on the back of it, and you can stick it on the back of pretty much anything. It's going to stick in your pack. Now, granted, when you're taking it out, putting it in over and over and over again, it's going to lose its effectiveness. But if you're just going to stick it on the back of that, you're going to throw it in your pack and you're never going to move it after that, it's going to work pretty well for you, in my opinion. So if you have any questions about this, leave them in the comments down below. I'm particularly interested in other brands you've come across that either make customizable fabric pouches or things that you could throw medical supplies in, or pack brands that have the same capability with loop backing inside the pack. So this is just one option for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next week.